What's up, Storm? How you doing, brother?
I'm good. How
What's
you
up,
doing
Joe?
tonight?
What's up, Tim? How you doing?
I know, brother. We never talked before, but I've heard a lot about good things about you. How you doing?
I'm good, man. Where is your wife still around?
Hey, I'm gonna leave her off this panel because at the end of the day, she's frustrated and she has that right because of her daughter. So, we're gonna leave her off the panel at the time.
Okay, all right. Well, hopefully she'll get to see this or she's listening.
Yes, sir.
Now, I'm a father, just like
Yes.
y'all. I have an estranged relationship with my daughters. They don't
Oh,
speak
wow.
to me, right?
Wow.
But
Wow.
I give them their space because that's the thing. Because I tried to force myself on them. I'm your father. I'm father. They don't want. If they don't want to talk, they don't want to rock with me. They don't. Now, I got several grandchildren that I
Right.
don't have a relationship with because that's my daughter's choice. Whatever her
Right.
mother did, or whatever the F her mother told her to make her not deal with me after child support is over, I
Right.
cannot force myself on my children and make them
That's
talk to me.
respectful.
Now,
I respect
in
it.
your case, Joycelyn was 19 when she met R. Kelly, right?
Mm-hmm.
All
You're
right.
absolutely correct.
When I was 15, my mom thought I was downtown at my cousin's house in the Bronx. I'm in DC selling drugs with Jamaicans. My mother ain't raised me to be doing that, right?
Right.
So my point to you is just like your wife was saying, when your kids go off to college, you have less control over them. They grow up.
Absolutely. I agree.
In your case, Joycelyn, she met an older man, right? But she was emancipated. She wasn't under 18. She was emancipated. So I understand when you say, yo, I want to know that my daughter is right, is all right, all right. But
That's all I
she's
want to know,
grown.
bro.
You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? If
Right.
if Storm was 19 and he moved out his mother's house and he got a girlfriend, a lover, whatever at his house, his mother can't come over there and be like, Storm, come outside, come on. She cannot do that. So what I'm
I
saying
agree
to
with
you
you on
is
that.
this. Your daughter was grown when she met R. Kelly. None of us
Absolutely.
condone R. Kelly's preference in younger women, but it
I hear
wasn't
you.
illegal when he met your daughter.
I
So
didn't say that.
I know, but when you running around, so I want my daughter back, and then you, if you see
No.
Alice Clary's text messages to her daughter, helping her manipulate R. Kelly, lying to him about the
Right.
age, she's underage, and her mother is pushing this thing going on. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Your case is different. Like, I
That's true.
understand, like right now, R. Kelly's been in jail 3-4 years. How is he stopping you from seeing your daughter?
I'm glad you asked that, bro. Because remember when I told you the last time I physically saw my daughter? Just hear me out. I want you to hear what I'm saying so you can get a good understanding. I was driving my daughter to school. I say physically. When I say last, like real daddy and daughter conversation. Notice I said when we did the at the house, I hugged her, right? And I said, okay, I'm gonna take you back to school. When we got downtown Atlanta, I went to put my arms around my daughter, and she frailed up like somebody hitting on her. So we went to the pizza spot, and she ran in the bathroom. We still trying to find out what's going on. So then she came out because of the managers won't call the police. So we went to the school before we can get out the car good to just give her a hug and say, we'll talk to you later, we'll see you tomorrow. 5 miles an hour, she jumping out the car like Superman. And her roommate already told us that, things was going on. So I told her roommate, just, hey, give me a call. If something happened, I'll be back up here tomorrow. So she called me by the time we got back down halfway to Atlanta. So now hear me clearly. This is the last time I had any conversation with my daughter. So don't these things tell you if you never experienced this with your daughter and she's doing all this stuff here, something is wrong. And I just
Yeah,
want to
but
have a
brother,
conversation with her.
sometimes it's us. I'm not gonna put all the blame on my daughter,
It
my
be
kid's
us and we
mother.
just want
Hold
to have
on.
a conversation.
I'm not gonna put all the blame on my kids' mothers that why they don't talk to me, because we had a good cop, bad cop relationship. I'm inflicting fear to make them do right. And you probably was doing the same. Your daughter might be scared of you. My daughters might be scared of me.
Let me tell you, I've never inflicted fear on my daughter. My daughter could always have a conversation. Matter of fact, my daughter had a clothing store that she was running. They was running these things. I did that so they can be responsible. You follow?
Hold on, Mr. Savage. Let me hold on, Miss. I will say this. Sometimes it's not fear. Sometimes it's embarrassment.
Embarrassment. Yeah, it could be that. That's true. That's true. I agree with that.
In such a position, you don't want to go home and have to face your family. Because if you come home, you're going to have to talk about it.
Right. I agree with that. That's just being growing. Like me and you and Storm are talking. This is, grown folks talk. And maybe she couldn't approach me and have this conversation. You may be right. But I just want to make sure my daughter's fine, healthy, and okay, bro. That's all I want, man. I've been wanting that from day one. I'm not going to stop screaming it, because at the end of the day, that's my daughter, and I just want to make sure she's fine. If any man stopped doing that, I can only count for what I think, right?
And brother, I'm a protector of women, just like you and everybody else. But when our kids don't want to mess with us, we cannot force it. We have to be patient and wait for them to come to us. You know what I'm saying? You went out here, you made this whole hoopla, and your daughter was grown, bro.
But at the end of the day, listen, I'm glad you said that. Listen, I want you to listen, Choke. Hey, don't cut Choke off. I want him to listen.
No, I'm not.
Choke, I want you to understand. Listen, are you listening to me? I had Shantae McGee telling me my daughter was being put in being locked in a room and peeing in a bucket. And she said, your daughter just left from Rob House when she was in college. She said, your daughter been locked up in a room being beat. Shantae McGee telling me this. So that's the reason why we did that's when we tried to get to find out what's going on. Because I have people coming to me, Choke, that's around Rob, telling me my daughter's being beat, telling me my daughter's being in the bucket, telling me my daughter is losing weight, all this, right? So when I get a chance to see her, she look the same. She look unhealthy. Everything they saying is true. Everything. So you tell me, for a father, if a son or a daughter, and they saying your son is being put in a room, locked in a room, and they've been around your son. Your son is being used and abused. I'm just saying, you're gonna find out as a father.
And what I'm saying to you is, y'all did wellness checks and all that stuff. Your daughter could go shopping in Beverly Hills with allowance, but they can't go home.
If she call and talk to me, the last time they said she shopped with the bed, listen, I'm saying, she was saying, oh, they had them on TMZ. Guess who they had behind her? Guess who they had right behind her when she was? Oh. The young lady saying that she was held accountable, and this is the same young lady saying she escaped from. So look at the situation. Think about it. My daughter's in bed. Said that. My daughter's in bed.
But Mr. Savage, I will also say too, what we can say is she's not held against her will.
Thank you. That's what I'm saying.
We have to admit that if she may have Stockholm syndrome, she may be brainwashed, she may be other things, but she's not physically held against her will.
Reason why
they leave, they travel. She could break away from them like hell. Like she can't go through the airport and go travel all around the world and be captive, brother. But nobody's condoning R. Kelly's preference.
Let me tell you what.
I'm just saying, brother. As I want to leave because I want other people to get on here and speak. I just want to say that as a father,
I want you to understand one thing. I hear you. I want you to understand one thing, Toke. Why she didn't go to her mother's funeral? That was her grandmother. They was close as ever. Go to her granddaddy's funeral, and they was close as ever. This question things. This just doesn't say. And this before somebody said she had herpes. This was before all that.
That goes back to what Storm said. Embarrassment.
It can be embarrassment.
Like,
because
can you imagine the paparazzi being there at the funeral if she show up? She's famous now.
Forever. Forever. Thank you, Choke. I appreciate you.
I hear what you saying. I hear you.
It's a storm show. Ay, it's a storm show.